more will forever. This May Day is very special because it coincides with the centenary celebration of the International Labour Organization. It is important to note that Ghana has been a member of the ILO since 1957. Ghana has since ratified 50 ILO conventions that have provided the basis for the rules, laws, and regulations governing employment in the country. Your Excellency Nana Addo has joined us today with honorable ministers of state to celebrate this important day. This year, May Day has provided another opportunity for us to reflect on working and living conditions of millions of Ghanaian workers in both the formal and informal segments of our economy. Mr. President, we still have here in Ghana hundreds of thousands of workers who are paid below the national minimum wage, which is currently just about 270 Ghana cedis per month. Tens of thousands of workers are working as casual employees without employment contracts. In fact, some casual employees have worked for over 10 years. Tens of thousands of workers are denying their fundamental right to join unions because they could be sacked by their anti-union employers if they exercise that right. Telecom companies, hotels, and restaurants are particularly notorious for this unfair labor practice. There are tens of thousands of young men and women who are being denied the right to annual leave and sick leave with pay. Some are forced to work overtime without pay. Children are being forced to work in very hazardous conditions on farms, on rivers, and at sea. There is also the need for a review of the laws governing employment because the current labor laws are not providing adequate protection for workers of Ghana, particularly in terms of job security, in terms of income security, and in terms of health and safety. This year, we have decided to draw attention to the lack of access to pension. That is why we have selected the theme, Sustainable Pensions for All. Currently, Ghana's total working age population is estimated at 13 million. Just about 1.5 million of them have access to pension under SNIT. This means that over 11 million people do not have access to social security. This is not acceptable in a rich and proud middle-income country like Ghana. Something has definitely gone wrong in our economic and social policy. Mr. President, we would like to appeal to you to correct this flaw in our social policy. Let us prove to the world that Ghana can manage its own affairs without the intrusion of the International Monetary Fund. Lastly, Mr. President, you will recall that we called on you for your support when Comrade Kwesi Aduamankwa, the current General Secretary of ITUC Africa, was detained in Zimbabwe a couple of weeks ago at the start of a duty tour to solidarize with trade union leaders who are being persecuted by the government of Zimbabwe. As soon as you personally intervened, Mr. President, he was released from detention to continue his work in Zimbabwe. On behalf of my brother Kwesi Aduamankwa and the TUC family, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you and your team at the Jubilee House and at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for your support. May the good Lord bless you and your government.
This team couldn't have come at any better time than now. A lot is being done on the pension front, including the continuous, but most importantly, government's constructive engagement of both the formal and informal sector workers towards a sustainable pension regime in Ghana. The National Pensions Regulatory Authority is also continuously being strengthened, and I can assure you, without any equivocation, Mr. President, that the NPRA as a regulator has taken its rightful place on the pensions front. People's pension funds are very, very, very safe. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to implore you, whilst I invite the humble servant of the state, the man who has passion for workers, the most hardworking and loving father of our dear nation, the president of the state, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to humbly address us this morning. So, Your Excellency, Joe Bali! Hey! Joe Bali! Hey! Bali! Hey! Let's remain silent and listen to His Excellency the President.
To have the opportunity to be amongst you again on this special day, the third of my presidency, that is set aside to celebrate workers and work across the globe. Today is the International Day of Solidarity for all working people. And I say, Ghanaian workers, Aiko. I do not think we exaggerate if we say that work is at the center of all human life and human existence. We spend the first 20 years or so of our lives preparing for work. We then spend the next 30 to 40 years in formal work. And if we are lucky, we spend the last 20 or so years in retirement. The quality of this period of retirement depends very much on how we manage the time we spend in work. I know I state the obvious, but I do want to make the point that I do not need to be persuaded about the importance of work and the circumstances in which we work. I also want to reiterate the fact that we are all in it together, whether it is in management or government or on the shop floor. The project of our existence succeeds if we work together and we pull together. Our nation at Ghana at 62 remains very much a work in progress, and lots of things remain to be done to improve upon the quality of our lives in all three stages. The period of preparation towards work, the period during which we work, and the period during which we take a deserved rest from work. The lopsided nature of things in our country is demonstrated by the statistic quoted eloquently in the speech by the General Secretary of the Trades Union Congress. That is, the workforce in our country is estimated at about 13 million, and those in formal work number about 1.2 million. The government of Ghana employs about 600,000 of this number, and more than 80% of all government revenue is spent on the remuneration and conditions of service of those of us in the group. Very few of us, among the 600,000 on the government payroll, are satisfied with our circumstances. And I'm sure we have all heard of some of the main sources of unhappiness among the litany of complaints read out by the representatives of organized labor. In the 28 months that it has been my honor and privilege to be the president of our country, I've been as candid as possible with the people of Ghana, even if sometimes the truth has been unpleasant. Let me try and bring out a few well-known facts of our condition. I believe there's some consensus on what we all want for ourselves and for our country. We want a healthy, educated, and skilled population. We want well-paid and satisfying jobs. And we want a well-developed network of infrastructure in the country. I've asked the Minister for Employment and Labour Relations to liaise with SSNIT and NPRA to bring finality to all outstanding issues in the next 3 months. In much the same way that we should build trust between workers and the new private pension companies, it's equally important that there's trust between workers and the state-established SSNIT. I'm informed that the Ministry of Finance has arranged for payment of 200 million CDs and the bond of 700 million CDs towards the retirement of the arrears owed to SSNIT. This will leave arrears of 800 million CDs, which will be included in next year's budget. I also wish to encourage our social partners, employers and enterprise owners to comply with existing pension regulations and support their staff to contribute to pension schemes. We should all spread the news about the importance of pensions and the structures in place to ensure transparent and effective management of pension funds. Association of Ghana Industries, Private Enterprise Federation, Ghana National Association of Teachers, Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and National Union of Ghana Students' Notes, among others, also played important roles in the work of the committee. The committee has worked assiduously, tirelessly, to produce a charter and a strategy document which will guide our march towards Ghana beyond age. And I'm happy to outdoor this document today here at the May Day celebration in Blackstars. Long live Ghana. Long live the workers of Ghana. Aiko, may God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Let's give His Excellency a big boy!
Mama nana ose,
Ose!
Mumbo nana ose,
Ose!
Mumbo nana ose, ose ye, ose mumbo nana. Your Excellency, thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We will respectfully invite leadership of organized labor to go and congratulate His Excellency for his speech. Only leadership. Only leadership. Leadership of organized labor. This will be followed by the veterans. The veterans. Organized labor is made up of Communication Workers Union, Union of Industry, Commerce and Finance Workers, Timber and Wood Workers Union, Ghana Private Road Transport Union, Ghana Mine Workers Union, Local Government Union, Ghana Railway Workers Union, Public Services Workers Union, Health Services Workers Union, Construction and Building Material Workers Union, Teachers and Educational Workers Union, General Agriculture Workers Union. We will call on veterans. Please, veterans. Public Utility Workers Union, Maritime and Dock Workers Union, Ghana National Association of Teachers, Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, Ghana Federation of Labor, National Association of Graduate Teachers, Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, the Coalition of Concerned Teachers,